Hello friends, welcome. It's Diwali time and every year, we make mithais at home during Diwali. Well, I say we, but it's usually my wife Vandana who makes mithais at home. And obviously, because it's our home, we do not make the traditional mithais the traditional way. We make mithais which are quick to make, are still very tasty. So what we're going to do today is try out one of our favorites, which she will show us how to make, which is salted caramel burfi with lots of dry fruit. And we'll also try a vegan version of it or a more toned down version of it. Vandana?
Hi. Diwali is a beautiful festival and I love to celebrate Diwali in a big way. Festivities definitely are incomplete without cooking mithai at home. I do have a very busy lifestyle which leaves me very little time to cook the traditional mithais. So over the years I have hacked a few recipes of my own, and our guests who visit us absolutely love the mithais for some reason. So I've picked up one very simple recipe which I'll show you how I make it.
Come on, let's get going then. Okay, we start off by dry roasting the nuts. So here today we have almonds, cashew nuts and pistachios. So as you see, we use lots and lots of nuts into this, but we need to dry roast them to get all the moisture out and get their oil coming out as well, and their beautiful natural aroma. So let's start. We have to dry roast them one by one, and which is probably the most tedious process in this. So when we start dry roasting, you have to do it over medium heat, not too hot. And you could also do it in an oven or an air fryer. So the nuts we have all roasted now, all three of them, and we now roughly chop these nuts into the processor. What you don't want is a fine powder. Coarsely chopped. So with cashew nuts, we today have used the whole cashew nut, but you can always use the broken cashew nut as well. So you may have to pick up the larger chunks and then give them another go. So you want a little bite in your burfi, don't want a fine paste. Here goes the almonds. So again you do the larger chunks which haven't broken down again. Give one more go in the processor. And now the pistachios go in. So what we have done is we will be using for the full-grown version of the burfi about 400 grams of carnation or condensed milk, the caramelized version, and for that we use 3 times the amount of nuts. So this is about 400 grams, so about 1200 grams of chopped nuts for the first recipe. Obviously what you see is double the amount, because we'll make a vegan version where we'll replace the carnation milk or the condensed milk with dates. So the first thing to go in is the caramelized condensed milk or carnation milk. So this is 400 grams. So we're going to put a bit of salt into it to get that salted caramel taste. So about a teaspoon of salt, cooking salt goes in. So as soon as this starts bubbling, the mixed chopped nuts go in, which is about 1200 grams. Because the milk is already sweetened, we don't add any sugar to this, and turn the heat to low. Now it's only the question of stirring it together continuously for about 5 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes we've been cooking the nuts, and now we're going to add mixed peel, the mixed fruit peel. This is the Italian mixed fruit peel, which probably is orange, lemon, lime. So we finish this off with adding a few glazed cherries, which we roughly chop. This has been cooking for about 5 minutes, and if you see, the whole mixture has started to leave. It's no longer sticking to the pan, and it's coming out, and then that's when we stop cooking it. And leave it to cool down a bit, and then we're going to shape it in molds or set in a tray. It's really up to you. But today we're going to put it in molds which we have at home to give it nice shapes. So for the toned down version, we'll replace the carnation of condensed milk with dates. Now dates are available in various forms in the market. You can buy whole dates, you can buy de-seeded dates, you can buy dates paste. So what we're going to use today is the paste. Here you go, which is available in many Middle Eastern stores. We're going to use the paste today to make our job easier. So when we add dates, obviously we don't need to add any sugar as well. So we heat up the pan once again and melt down the dates paste as we did with the carnation milk. So as you can see, the dates are sticky and you need to add a bit of liquid to it. So we're using a bit of almond milk. So the almond milk will get it to the right consistency. Once you reach this consistency, it is the time to add the dry fruits, chopped dry fruits. So again, the ratio is the same, 3:1. And then obviously we cook over low flame for another 5 minutes roughly, or till the mixture starts to leave the pan again. So like last time, we put in the chopped cherries, glazed cherries in. You can put in any glazed fruit you like. So we're putting in today glazed cherries and glazed peels of orange and lime. But any colorful fruit you can add at this stage. Now it's beginning to take shape. We're going to add a bit of liquid glucose. This will provide shine to the burfi, and because we're not using any ghee or any kind of fat in that sense. So a little bit of liquid glucose goes in. It's been about 5 minutes and it's started to leave the pan, and this is when we turn the hob off. and let it cool down to room temperature, because again we have to shape it and make it nice and make it bite size.
Now is the time to shape the burfis. So I've got desiccated coconut here, and I've got these molds. You could either use butter paper, cut it to size and line the mold with that, or my personal choice is I save the bags from cereals that we eat every morning for breakfast. I find these very handy because they are very flexible and they're non-stick as well. So I tend to save these. So I'll line the mold with this. This is the condensed milk version, which has now cooled down. So I would roll it. This process just makes it easier, so I don't have to individually mold every piece of the mithai. And I roll it in the desiccated coconut. Continue to roll it so it binds and becomes narrower. And once this is done, this can be transferred to the mold. You continue to shape it into the mold. Once this is done, I would wrap this and the mold is ready to be cooled down. It's been a couple of hours. The mixture of that I put in the mold has cooled down. It came out this way, and what I did is I sliced them into bite-sized portion, and the burfi is ready. I followed the same process for the vegan version, where I'd use the dates. I have various kinds of molds that I shape the mithais in. This is a beautiful matki shape. Pears, mangoes, and various other fruits. So it's very simple. Take a ball, put it in the mold, once it's been given shape, open the mold and carefully lift the mithai out. You can then dip it in desiccated coconut. At this time I just dip the top bit so my matkis are filled. Here now, shape a ball. Carefully lift it out and wrap it or cover it in desiccated coconut. For people who don't like desiccated coconut, you can also use almond flakes or crushed flakes of any other dry fruits. I have made all my vegan mithai in this mold so we can differentiate. Put a little desiccated coconut at the bottom, spread it out. Put a bowl in, press it nicely so it takes shape. And dip it.
So now at our home, we are ready for our lockdown celebrations.
And we wish you all a very happy and safe Diwali.